Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Metha. I'm joined by my Canadian co-host, Elio Cadella. Elio, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Raw and SmackDown was very interesting this past week. What were your overall impressions of the show?
Actually, lately Raw's been pretty good. I've been enjoying Raw lately because the flow of the program and it's like it seems like things are picking up, and I'm looking forward to these new storylines that they're developing.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with the Jason Jordan Kurt Angle storyline, if anything happens with it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm curious to see about Jason Jordan. I wonder if I don't know about him, if he's if there will be a heel turn or down the road, maybe.
I wouldn't necessarily see a heel turn from Kurt Angle.
No, not Kurt, Jason Jordan.
Yes, that's more plausible. I would see a heel turn from Jason Jordan because he could be this resentful character talking about how his father Kurt Angle let him down when he was a kid. He wasn't there, and you know how it's affected him his whole life. And now he comes back into it, and now Kurt comes back into his life, and now he wants to be general manager and all that kind of stuff. So
because again, the Miz killed it again on Monday night in that promo with Kurt saying how he's going to be a better father than Kurt was, and how he's going to be there for his kid.
Yeah, well, Kurt wasn't, and then I know, and we've talked about this on previous shows. I love Miz's ability to take real life and put it into his promos.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm liking Miz's promos. He's really good on the mic.
Yeah, because and hey,
I see what I did there. He's really good on the mic.
Take a little plug out of the show, and I think that what we're seeing some of his best work.
Yep.
On the microphone, and it now needs to be transferred into the ring. But he's good. He's good in ring. He's a good in ring talent as well.
Right. Yeah.
Switching gears now to SmackDown. What did you think of the Shane McMahon segment? And
wait! Before we switch to SmackDown,
go ahead.
Another point from Raw. You see how Braun Strowman did to Enzo Amore?
Oh my! He bulldozed him.
I swear, he treated Enzo Amore like he was an action figure. The way he picked him up and chokeslammed him.
Oh gosh!
Oh man!
Braun Strowman is quite possibly the most over talent on Raw at the moment.
Yeah, and I have to ask, during that face-to-face thing between him and Lesnar.
Yeah. Was
it just me, did Brock's head grow a little bit when he leaned into the camera?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way the camera was.
Yeah, because it looked like his head grew a little bigger, like when he leaned in.
Maybe made him look more imposing, right?
Yeah, I'm like, how did his head go from normal to huge?
Huge, really huge.
You know?
Exactly. So I think Braun Strowman is easily the next Universal Champion. In the way that it's been built, in the way that the storyline's gone,
Yep.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but Brock Lesnar before this tends to be like he had this invincibility about him where nobody could touch him. Now that's just broken.
Yeah, because now someone has his number now.
Exactly, and it works. It works really well.
Yeah.
So how long would you reckon that match will last?
Well, I don't want it to be too short of a match. I'd say 15 maybe, or 20.
Yeah. So not the Goldberg Lesnar match.
No, my God, the Goldberg Lesnar match. Oh. I didn't even have to cover that match. It was so fast. You blink and it was over.
Yeah, you mean the Survivor Series one, right?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Survivor Series. Yeah.
yeah. That is,
Oh, I could have gone to that one too. Oh,
yeah, you live half an hour away from the arena.
I live 30 minutes away from the Air Canada Center.
Yeah. So, but no, I think that match with Strowman and Lesnar needs to be at least 20 minutes,
Yeah.
a good 20 minutes,
Yep.
because the storyline and the way it's been built. But I've yet to see Brock Lesnar get the upper hand on Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, do you think that's a smart move?
To what, for Lesnar to get the upper hand?
Yeah, do you think, because in this whole rivalry, Brock Lesnar has not got the upper hand on Strowman at all?
No, I want to see. I'd like to see him at least do something to Strowman.
Exactly. Do you think that's the question? My question is, do you think that's a smart move from WWE to continuously have Strowman dominate Lesnar?
No, well, it's good because it's making him look strong, but also it's not doing anything for Lesnar.
Well, I agree. I can see why they're doing it to make make Lesnar beatable, and Strowman look more strong and imposing, and it undoubtedly has done that. But
Right.
I would have liked to have seen Lesnar do something to him.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen Lesnar do something to Strowman, which makes people believe that he has a chance to beat him.
Like I like seeing Strowman Braun handle Lesnar, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it week in and week out.
Yeah, I agree. Because what ends up happening, and this we saw this with Goldberg, didn't we? That people tend to believe that it will be a squash match. What do you think?
Yeah, if they do that, the people are gonna be like, people are gonna freak out, and it's gonna be Survivor Series all over again.
Yeah.
And squash matches are just no good. I don't like squash matches.
I like them if they're in the right context.
If they're done right.
Yeah.
If they're done right,
just for our listeners out there, a squash match is a term which is used that when a wrestler is hired to lose to another wrestler, just to make themselves look bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with squash matches. If they're done right.
Right.
Like you said, like if you remember back when the brand split happened, Braun Strowman was in a number of squash matches where he would just bulldoze a number of different talents who were specifically brought in to lose to him.
Right.
That was done well, don't you say? When you think so?
Yeah.
Because
actually, I'm a fan of this Braun Strowman. I didn't like his run with the Wyatt family.
No, it seemed like, I mean, tell me what you think, but it seems like his run with the Wyatt family was he was just placed in there as a big guy, you know, and they
it was just weird. It felt like he was out of place in that group.
Yeah,
because you have Bray Wyatt, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper, who are already established as a stable.
Yeah,
and then you bring in this big guy who doesn't really quite fit in with the rest of them.
Well, he had a similar look to them.
Yeah, he had a similar look, but they all had similar styles, but this guy has a style all his own.
Yeah, and he doesn't need them to be successful.
Right.
He reminds me of Bray Wyatt in the sense of Bray Wyatt can be successful and is successful on his own without a stable. You know.
Yep.
It's not like Legacy, where, to be honest, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase were successful because of Randy Orton.
Right.
Back in 2009, they was
2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Because that was around the time the WWE released their music CD volume 10.
Yeah. But no, I like Strowman as a character. I think he's been built well. I think his push is his push is well deserved because not only is he a big guy, he can wrestle, he can, and and he's quite agile.
Right.
So all power to him. And I definitely believe he could be the one who beats Brock Lesnar, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. Do you agree with me on that, or?
Yep, I agree. Yeah.
Switching gears now, staying with Raw to John Cena and Roman Reigns. I'm gonna let this is a story that's had a lot of people talking, many different opinions. What do you think about their storyline?
Yeah, I'm liking this storyline. I'm just I want to see where they go with this one because this is pretty good. The way they built it up.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that there are real issues between Cena and Roman? Elio?
Possibly. Possibly. You never really know because in WWE they like to blur the lines between reality.
It could be scripted. It could be.
It could be scripted, and it could be a bit of both. Maybe. You never know.
I mean, I wouldn't. From Roman's promos, it does seem like there is an issue between Cena and himself. But and he made a couple of good points on Raw this past Monday night. Did you see his promo?
And I like how he turned everyone's attention to John Cena's promo from 2012 on The Rock.
Yeah.
A family member.
Yeah. And a lot of the things that Roman said about John were complaints that Cena had made about The Rock 5 years ago.
Yep.
Now Roman's saying that Cena's guilty of the same thing, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He'll see Cena on Sunday, movie star. That was great. The way he said that, they just dropped the mic.
That one line made the promo for me.
Yep.
Because it was just the arrogance and the conviction that Roman Reigns had.
Maybe fans will kind of shut up a little now after Sunday because you don't know who you're gonna have half of them chanting for Cena, half chanting for Reigns.
And I think
because up to now they've all been saying how Cena sucks, Roman Reigns sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe after Sunday, they'll think differently after that match.
And I think this storyline has done Reigns and a huge amount of good.
Yep.
Because, in my opinion, and tell me what you think, but his promos have increased, have been way more better than we've seen in the past.
Oh, see, so if anyone that says Roman Reigns is no good on the mic, watch the promo from Raw.
Yeah, they can't say that anymore. And
then tell me that his promos aren't good.
Well, they like to complain, don't they? People on the internet. Which is basically
I'm saying watch the promo from Raw, then tell me he's not good on the mic.
Exactly, my point. So, who would be better off winning this match from a long-term booking standpoint?
It's hard to say because I said I didn't care who won, but I want to see a series of matches, so I'd probably give the first one to Reigns.
I would as well. And we've talked about this on previous podcasts. I do not think this match should be limited to just one match.
No, I want a series.
Right. Because the issues that these two have had in just literally we're talking about what? 3 weeks?
Around there, yeah.
Around that time. The issues that have been created, the issues that have been detailed in the last 3 weeks since this match was announced and since we've seen all of the promos and everything else, it's too big to have just one match.
Yeah.
It would be like The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar their rivalry back in 2015 being limited to just one match. You can't.
Right. Oh, that's when during the contract signing, Undertaker stabbed Brock in the hand with the pen, right?
No, that was the WrestleMania match.
Oh, that was Brock. Okay, okay. 'Cause I remember that one contract signing where he did that to Brock.
Yes,
I was
that
like,
was
how?
yeah, that a pen in someone's a pen in the man's hand. Yeah, that was WrestleMania 30.
Okay, all right,
The,
yeah.
the
Okay.
one I was referring to was the SummerSlam Hell in a Cells in 2000.
Right.
Because I think, and I see kind of the same situation here. The issue's too big to restrict to one match, right? With Cena and Roman. So, would you rather have a series of matches, like you said, or would you have just one match and a stipulation be added?
No, a series of matches. Not because when you have a match where you add a stipulation, that's kind of always been like the blow off match.
Yeah.
And actually, I was because we were talking last week about how Hell in a Cell is on October 8th. I was looking at the calendar, and TLC is on the 22nd or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is odd because TLC has always been in December.
Yes, it has. Yeah, it's since 2009.
Yeah, so it's quite strange that they would have it at the end of October.
Very strange, because what are they going to have for the end of the year? What are they going to have?
Oh, I was looking at that.
For a pay-per-view, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're gonna do for the end of the year pay-per-view.
No, we'll have to see about that. But Cena and Roman, that is a story that's going to be, it's gonna catch fire, you know.
Right.
And if WWE was smart and the creative team was smart, and despite what everybody says on the internet, they are smart.
Mm-hmm.
They would not leave this to one match, and they shouldn't.
Right.
Switching gears now to the Intercontinental Championship. Do you think the value of that championship has lessened over the past 2-3 months?
No, Miz has been a champion for how long?
That's a good point.
Miz is doing great as a champion.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's it's made the belt look strong since he's held it.
But the booking of that championship has not been the best.
No, that's true. That's true. I don't want to see these back and forth quick title changes.
Yeah,
that's what makes it look weak.
Because it's just like playing hot potato with the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I would love to see a long title reign, like a really long title reign from maybe The Miz or someone like that. Because if you remember back in 2000, late 2011, 2012, when CM Punk had his WWE title reign, which lasted the entire calendar year of 2012, that was one of the most interesting and best times in recent WWE history of the WWE Championship, in my opinion.
When who held the belt?
When CM Punk held the championship.
CM Punk.
The second time, not the second time, excuse me. The time between 2011 and 2012.
Right. Yeah, those were some fun. Those were the fun years of back then.
Yeah, because the WWE Championship was always important, but Punk just seemed to put an edge on it with his character.
I actually like I was saying last week, how we have the SmackDown Best of SmackDown and versus Raw 2011 at the library.
Yeah.
I used to like write down the matches, and then I'd play them back on my I played the same similar matches on the WWE 2K game.
Yeah.
I decided to see how it would work if I were playing it on the PS3.
It's interesting,
Yes,
right?
I still have a PS3. I'm not going to buy a PS4.
I often think that the oldest WWE games are the better ones.
Yeah.
I don't like the new ones, to be honest.
Like no, I don't know. What do you think about 2K18? From what you've seen.
The gameplay and the graphics and the characters look great, but
Right.
I don't have high hopes for that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just seems like just another revamp of the past games that they've had.
I agree. Speaking of long title reigns, Asuka.
Sorry. Before you go on,
Go ahead.
we were talking about the pay-per-view for December. It's going to be Clash of Champions on the 17th.
Did you just read that now?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now on the Wikipedia list of events.
Okay, cool. December 13th, you said, right?
December 17th, because the 19th of November 19th is Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was announced last year.
Yeah.
So that means November 18th would be NXT TakeOver.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Right. So just going on now to the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, she vacated her NXT Women's Championship to Ember Moon due to not to Ember Moon, excuse me, but she just vacated the championship because of a broken collarbone.
Right.
Two parts to this question. One, do you think that broken collarbone was legitimate? And the reason I ask is that she was not wearing a sling. She was not wearing anything that would suggest a legitimate injury. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to say when there's injuries. Usually, it's real when the person comes out wearing a sling or like a neck brace or something like that. Or if they're on crutches. But if they're not wearing anything, it's hard to say because you don't really know. So I'd say it's probably just a reason to get her away from NXT and move her up.
Yeah, because I actually agree with the way they've booked Asuka. I've read many opinions on the internet saying that she should have lost the championship earlier and all, and this is what I want to talk to you about. Asuka has been a dominant champion in NXT.
They've compared her to Trish Stratus when she held the championship.
Yeah,
when she had that long reign.
Yeah, she held it from 2005 till WrestleMania 22 of 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really long reign.
Yep.
But with Asuka, she's been dominating. She's been imposing, and she has everything she needs to capitalize and make a big impact on the main roster. Now,
right? Yep.
Would you have kept the title on her for that long, the NXT Women's Championship?
Well, just like Bobby Roode's gone back to NXT to finish his feud, right, with Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
I would have maybe had her go back and lose the championship, and then move her to Raw like full time.
So you would have had to lose the title.
Yeah, well, show up with the championship, but and then have her still on NXT to finish off whatever feuds she may have had left, and lose the championship, and then focus on Raw after that.
So the way Kevin Owens did when he wasn't called up.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, because I remember Kevin Owens was the NXT,
he came up to Raw with the NXT Championship,
and
then
then
he defeated John Cena for the US.
yeah, and then he lost the NXT title to Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So I agree. I would not have. I agree with the way WWE has booked Asuka, to be honest, because the way they've built her up, if she had lost the NXT Women's Championship, she would have lost, in my mind, and I think this is the way WWE thought as well, she would have lost her momentum that she built up for the past year and a half.
Right. Yeah.
This way, you got gone.
No. I was saying that. I was just saying. Yep.
Because this way, she not only nobody can beat her in NXT, so she has to vacate the championship.
Right.
Therefore, she comes on the main roster with as much momentum as possible because she's undefeated. Now, whoever beats her on the main roster will be a huge star in the women's division, correct?
Yeah.
Who would you have as the first woman to beat Asuka on the main roster on Raw?
Oh, good question.
And why?
That's a tough question. Who do we have on the roster right now? See, I'm so like I know there's Sasha, Alexa, Nia Jax, Emma, Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
It's hard to
She
say.
gained there as well.
How about maybe not Nia. I was going to say Nia Jax, but I don't know.
I would say Dana Brooke.
Yeah, Dana Brooke could yeah.
Because Dana, I don't know if you remember at NXT Takeover Respect back in October of 2015. Do you remember that show?
I may have. Who was in the main event on that one?
It was the first ever women's, not first, it was the first ever women's Iron Man match.
Oh yes, that one, yeah, yes.
Between Sasha and Bayley at the time.
Yes.
For the NXT Women's Championship. But I want to turn your attention to one of the early matches on that card was Dana Brooke and Asuka in a singles. Mm-hmm. Now, Dana Brooke, they had an amazing match, and I think that match was one of the most underrated matches on that card.
Right.
The trick, and you know this, the trick with any two wrestlers is to make themselves better coming out of that match than they were going into the match.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes.
Dana Brooke and Asuka both did that in their match at NXT TakeOver Respect.
I kind of like Dana Brooke.
You like her or you don't?
No, I kind of like Dana Brooke. I like her.
You do. Good. Yeah. Why?
I don't know. She has that look, like she has that look to her.
What type of look?
Like you were saying, like she has that look, like she's good in the ring. She's improved in the ring.
She has, and I think she just needs more promo time. Would you agree or not?
Yep. And it's good that they broke her away from Charlotte.
Yes, because Charlotte, although I liked the chemistry between Dana Brooke and Charlotte, an affiliation with Charlotte with Dana Brooke wasn't doing anything for Dana. It was just, in my opinion. Would you agree? Yeah,
and Dana and Emma was like a total mismatch. Putting them together, I don't know.
This is one of those things where, and I agree, this is one of those things where WWE, it seems like WWE just couldn't find anything for the two of them, and they just put them together.
Yeah, like that's why on Sunday I don't know what's gonna happen with Emma. Like they have nothing for her.
So they just put her in that match, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
So now we have to. What about SmackDown? You were saying.
Oh yes. So for SmackDown, do you think Jinder Mahal should lose his championship to Shinsuke Nakamura, and why?
And this is inside Hell in a Cell, right?
Not that I'm aware of. I thought I thought
Oh
the Hell in a
no!
Cell match was just Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon,
Oh, they're only doing one Hell in a Cell.
as far as I'm
Oh.
aware of. Yeah. Do you have
Um.
other information on that, or is it just
I'm not sure. Let me check the card because I have the card in front of me for Hell in a Cell.
yeah? Because as far as I understood, it was Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon was the only Hell in a Cell match at that thus far that they've announced.
Right. I could be mistaken. Let's take a look. Oh no, it's Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. It's a Hell in a Cell match.
It is a Hell in a Cell match.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay. Okay.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think I think it's a good chance for Shinsuke getting that one.
So you
Getting
think?
that one.
So you think?
Because there's no outside help, right? And I mean, the Singh brothers, I know they can climb the cell, but they're not really going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because the cell is enclosed, right? There's no.
There's a roof on top.
Yeah.
And the door's locked.
Yep.
So unless somehow they get out of the cell, and we have seen this before in recent years, so unless they somehow get out of the cell, I don't see how the Singh brothers can be involved.
Unless the Great Khali transferred his power to them and they ripped the cell wall down.
I don't know why they used the Great Khali for one night and
no, that was terrible. That was a bad comeback for him. And that wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's get one thing right. I don't, and you may have, but I don't have any problem with the way that Punjabi prison match ended. I have a problem with them only using Khali for one night.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with the match. I just have a problem with him bringing him back in the way they used him, and now he hasn't been heard from since.
Because he's not with the company anymore.
Right.
WrestlingNewsSource.com reported that Great Khali was not with the company anymore. It was a one night deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think sometimes WWE they could have had a great thing going there. Even that could have lasted until to this day, but they just didn't. Yep. For whatever reason, they didn't decide to use it.
Yep.
I don't know, but Jinder Mahal. I used to be a fan of the Singh brothers, and I'm not anymore. I don't know why. Are you?
Well, after a while, after it's like any wrestler manager. Like after a while, when they first show up, like you're all into them and they're really cool and stuff. But then after a while, it's kind of like they wear out their welcome.
It's kind of like what?
They wear out their welcome, and like the novelty wears off.
Yeah. Because I understand their role, and I understand what they were brought in there to do, but less is more. Would you, in that situation, would you agree?
Yep.
Because it just, I would like to see Jinder Mahal stand on his own.
Yeah.
And I think he is more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, it's time to break him away from the Singh brothers. I haven't seen them in any matches except for that the handicap match against Shinsuke.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in any matches either. Like, they should at least be a tag team and be used in the tag team division as well.
Right, because how many tag teams are there on SmackDown? There's the Usos, there's the Hype Bros, there's New Day.
Just 3 tag teams, not that many.
That's bad. 3 tag teams.
Yeah. Because the Vaudevillains aren't there anymore.
No.
For obvious reasons. Simon Gotch has left the company. Aiden English is on his own.
Christmas in the Guerrero house must be such a joy with Aiden English's singing.
I've become a fan of Aiden English.
Spotlight, please.
I've become a fan of Aiden English. What about you? Have you?
Yeah, I've been a fan of his. I just like the singing. I just like imitating his voice.
The deep, slow kind of, hypnotist voice.
Yeah, yeah.
It's.
I like how he sang Randy Orton's theme on SmackDown.
just to anger Randy Orton, right?
Actually, that's what he should do. All of the opponents he faces, he should sing their theme or hum their theme.
Yeah, if they have words, he should sing
Yeah,
their theme.
just to annoy them.
Don't you think?
Sorry.
If not, they should hum. If the theme has words, should sing the theme. If not, he should hum it.
Yeah, and just to annoy his opponents. I think that could work.
Exactly. So, who knows? Who knows? So yeah,
only time will tell.
I never thought you would sing on this podcast, but there we go.
I'm a man of many talents.
Show them, please. But in all seriousness, I like Aiden English, and I think his singles run, it could be better, but they've put him to good use.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Going back to Raw for a minute, the fatal four-way match for the women's championship, and we just touched on this. It was supposed to be Nia, Alexa,
Sasha, and Emma.
But now
it was a fatal five-way.
Yeah, Bayley's come back, which is, by the way, just on Bayley's subject, she had the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Well, they were in her hometown.
Yeah, but I agree. But if you think about to the time before she got injured,
right,
it was booed.
Yeah, that was up here. That was up here in Canada.
Yeah, it was Bizarro World, wasn't it? It was in Toronto.
It was Bizarro World. We boo the good guys and we cheer for the bad guys.
Yeah,
we're the Canadian Attitude Era.
What is wrong with you people?
I don't know. We do things backwards up here.
You do things strange up there. No wonder my podcast.
That's what makes us unique.
No wonder my podcast comes so strange. But yeah, I think that I don't know what was there was some kind of disconnect between Bayley and the fan base before.
Yep.
But now, do you think she could come back and be a fan favorite like she was before?
I think so. They because whenever a wrestler is injured, usually when they make their return after a long absence, they usually get that huge pop or that standing ovation.
Yeah, and I think
like Chris Jericho, every time he comes back, the crowd goes insane.
Yes, completely. But Jericho has been over with the crowd for a number of years.
Yep. Oh, speaking of Jericho, did you see the YouTube video?
What YouTube video?
Yeah, I was just looking this up the other night. Right, I was working on a video, and I just found this Chris Jericho video he did on Hurricane Irma. He put Hurricane Irma on the list as well.
Yes, the live one. Yes, there was a live video with, and he was waiting up for the hurricane. I saw that.
Yeah, you know what happens when you're not as powerful as you say you are. You know what happens, Hurricane Irma?
You just made the list.
That was hilarious.
So it works. But anyway, I hope WWE can capitalize on this thing with Bayley, because it seems like she has a chance to regain some of her momentum that she carried with her from NXT. Right. And I remember how if you were WWE at this point, how would you book Bayley?
Oh. Well, okay, I wouldn't have her winning on Sunday night.
No, don't. I wouldn't do that either.
No, but I would have her, like I would rebuild her, and then have her slowly place her in the title picture once again, and have another run at the championship.
Yeah, yeah. But I think, and I remember when Jake was on the podcast, we talked about this. She needs to have that level of aggression on her as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the downfall of her momentum and her popularity as a babyface was when she refused or didn't use the kendo stick on Alexa Bliss in their women's champion.
Be aggressive. You can't have a kendo stick on a kendo stick on a pole match if you're not going to use the weapon that you're encouraged to use.
Exactly, and it doesn't mean that if you use a weapon as a babyface, you're a heel. That doesn't make you a heel.
Right. Imagine all the hardcore matches if the guys were afraid to use weapons.
Can you imagine what Stone Cold?
Tommy Dreamer's afraid to use the trash can.
Can you imagine using that logic? Can you imagine how much of a heel Stone Cold would have been?
Oh, he would have got insane.
He used trucks. He used beer cans. He
hoses.
He used hoses. He used beer coolers. He used everything.
Monster trucks.
Monster trucks.
Because remember, he ran over, I think, the Rock's car with a monster truck. Yep.
Yeah, but that's
concrete cement trucks.
Cement trucks, the Corvette.
Concrete McMahon's car.
What a brilliant segment that was.
Oh, that was.
Anyway, that's go on.
I felt so sad for that car.
That's for another show. And by the way, Vince could have just bought another one, and I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he's still there.
That's for another show. But it proves our point that you don't have to be a heel just to be aggressive.
Yep.
And even in NXT, she was still aggressive and was still the most cheered competitor on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why in WWE she went through a bit of a slump.
That was rather interesting. Alexa did. She was trying to make friends by raising Sasha and Bayley's arms at the end of that match.
Yeah, just as a heel does, right?
And then Sasha turns her, kicks her, and then Bayley with the suplex.
Yeah, tries to make friends and just for her own personal gain, just as a heel does, right?
Yep.
Do you think, sticking with the Raw Women's division, do you think Nia Jax should have a run with the gold? And why?
I wouldn't say right away, but improve her in-ring skills a little more and make her look stronger.
In what way?
Well, right now, she's good right now. She's already overpowering everyone in that division.
Yeah.
But she I would improve her in-ring skills and then her promo skills on the mic.
How would you improve how would you improve your promo skills?
Well, she doesn't really do any right now, does she?
That's true.
So we don't really know how she is. So I'd give her some time on the mic to practice her promo skills.
That's a very good idea because I think the missing ingredient for Nia Jax is her promo skills.
Yep.
And her ability to take that and then kind of blend it in with a character, which is exactly what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's what makes a character. You can't just have these days. You can't just have good wrestling skills and no promos. You can't just have promos and no good wrestling skill.
Yep.
Which I think is what landed Enzo Amore in hot water.
Right.
Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, because like Enzo's good on the mic. You know, like his promos, right? What does he call himself? Smack Talker Skywalker.
Yes, Smack Talker Skywalker and the realest guy in the room.
Yeah.
I just maybe he does have maybe he is on borrowed time at the moment because of the way he's been acting on
Yep.
away from Raw and away from television.
Well,
But do you?
what about Cass when he returns from his injury?
That is a very interesting topic because Big Cass. There is no doubt in my mind that been had he not got injured and had he been on the main roster every week,
Right.
he would be in line currently for a Universal Championship match. There's no doubt.
Right. Because I don't know what they're gonna do with him. Like once he returns, is he still gonna be a heel, or are they gonna? Because like I was saying just now, how whenever someone returns from an injury, they always get that huge pop.
Well, you can destroy that in one promo.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right, everyone cheers for you, but then as soon as you get on the mic, you say one thing, and the crowd turns on you.
Exactly. Like for example, because Big Cass's heel turn was not long enough in my mind for him to come back and be a babyface.
Right.
It's not long enough, and it wouldn't have worked.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take your premise and let's say that the pop when he returns is big because he's comes back from injury, and you know the rest.
Yep.
He has a big pop, and everyone cheers for him. He could come, He could come out on the mic and say that you weren't there when I was injured, and where were you? And now I'm back. Now you want to jump on the bandwagon and things like that.
Right. Yes.
And then every single one of those people in that arena would boo. Every single one of them.
Yep.
Because that's the way the crowd is.
Yeah.
Therefore, his heel turn can still be intact. He'll still be a heel, and he'll get the pop.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting topic, actually. Who would you have when he returns? Which I think he's going to be out for at least 9 months. Who would you have him feud against?
He was feuding with Big Show before, right? But Big Show is gone now.
Yeah, because they can't resume that now because Big Show.
No. Ooh, that's a good question. Who would I have him? It's hard to say. What
about someone like, I don't know, someone that hasn't been used on Raw for a while? What do you think?
Yeah, well, you can't put him with Neville. Neville's feuding with Enzo.
But what now?
For now. But yeah, that's a possibility, maybe.
Because Big Cass needs to regain his momentum that he had.
What if? Like, and I know I'm just thinking out loud here. What if? So like not on Sunday, but maybe down the line, since they seem to like doing quick title changes. Neville loses to Enzo, then Enzo maybe holds on to it for a short while. Cass returns, and then it's Enzo and Cass resume their feud. But this time it's with the cruiserweight.
But Cass is not a cruiserweight.
I know, that's why I was just thinking out loud there.
Yeah. You're not a big fan of these quick title changes, are you?
No, they did because then they make the title lose its value.
But what if the storyline warrants a quick title change?
If a storyline, if it's part of storyline, okay, but like the way, but doing it like week after week on Raw and month after month on the pay-per-view.
No, I agree with that partially, but the reason I say that is that Sasha and Charlotte back in when they were both on Raw. When Sasha is on Raw, but Charlotte is now on SmackDown. But when she was on Raw, they had one of the most entertaining and best in ring feuds on Raw.
Yes.
But because of the reason why that feud kept going for as long as it did was because of quick title changes.
Right.
So that's why I understand what you said, and I agree to a certain point that it devalues the championship. But for the purpose of a rivalry, I'm not that opposed to quick title change.
Well, yeah, if it's the right feud, then it's good.
It's like, do you remember The Rock and Triple H?
Yep.
They had very quick title changes in 2000.
Yep. The Rock and Triple H back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, because the feud was right, the story was right, and it warranted it. So, I don't have a problem. Like you said, I don't have a problem with quick title changes as long as the feud is right.
Right. Yeah.
Just to finish now, there have been many rumors on the internet, many rumors speculating that The Undertaker will return and have some kind of involvement in the Roman Reigns John Cena match.
I read that he made a rare appearance, a rare autograph signing appearance.
Undertaker.
So
yeah.
Sorry?
Undertaker. The Undertaker.
Yeah, The Undertaker, yes.
Yeah. Do you think, first of all, have you heard those rumors?
I only read because I have the RSN app on my iPad.
Yeah.
The Ringside News app. So like whenever new story pops up, I get a notification, and it was sometimes the title can be misleading. Like Undertaker makes rare appearance. So at first I thought, okay, Undertaker must be making a return. So then I read the article, and it was just a rare autograph signing.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say.
Do you think that he should wrestle again? If he chooses to do so?
If he chooses to do so, but I don't think he should. He's already done everything in the WWE.
Yeah, I don't think it serves a purpose for him to come back anymore as a wrestler.
Yeah. If he comes back, I'd put him like in a backstage role, maybe.
Yeah,
like,
maybe helping.
We're working with the younger talents.
Yeah, down in NXT.
Yeah, or the Performance Center.
Or even in the Performance Center, because Shawn Michaels does that.
Yep.
He's working in the PC.
Yep.
So it's fine, but I don't, because he has come back before and put over Roman Reigns so much to the point that Roman is now a huge star in WWE, even more than
he's a big dog. It's his yard.
He's a big dog, and the thing is that claim, even though it said from a character standpoint, it's his yard. That arrogance and the arrogant tone that he uses when he says that will take him far in WWE. Correct or not?
Yep, no, that's correct, yeah.
So my point to all this is that Undertaker has done his job in bowing out and putting the young guy, the next guy, over to make him bigger in the long run. Does that make sense?
And no one does what he did. Where at WrestleMania, he just took his coat, hat, and gloves off and left them in the ring, like without some sort of meaning behind it.
Yeah, I don't want a huge announcement because of the way the Undertaker's character is. I would not want a huge announcement of, okay, I'm retired now, and that's it.
The only place I want to see Undertaker make an appearance is when he goes into the Hall of Fame.
That will be quite possibly the best Hall of Fame induction ever.
Yep. That would for sure be the headline.
Yeah, and we know it's coming. We just don't know when.
Yep.
If WWE is smart, they would have him in the Hall of Fame next year.
Yep.
Because they would have him a headline. They would have him in Kurt Angle spot that Kurt had in this Hall of Fame.
What do you think of that Kurt Angle Hall of Fame speech?
The speech was one of the funniest, most entertaining speeches.
He went through every one of his gimmicks that he's ever had.
You know, the cowboy hat with Austin and McMahon. He did everything. He did everything, and he reenacted every segment, every match that made him the character that he was.
And that was so cool, like the way he remembered everything like that, like from so long ago.
Yeah, and my favorite of all time, and it's still to this day. Can you guess what it is?
The milk truck?
No. I'm just a sexy Kurt.
Oh, that was gonna be my next one. with his feud with Shawn Michaels, yeah, that was hilarious.
And he went out in the Hall of Fame and did that promo.
Yeah.
Where he sang the song.
Yep.
He changed the lyrics. So it was one of the funniest things ever. Ever.
The only thing that would have made it better is if Sensational Sherry was here to sing her part. That was awesome when he did that on SmackDown, and she was like singing like backup.
Yeah, and do you remember at the end of that segment, he put her in the ankle lock?
Yeah, yes, he put her in the ankle lock. Yeah,
that was, and that's one of my favorite Hall of Fame speeches ever, because it reminded everybody who may not know Kurt Angle of exactly who he was and what kind of character he was.
Yeah.
Right. So just to finish, I think that The Undertaker should be in the Hall of Fame. Would you agree?
Yes.
And when?
I'd say next year.
So WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that. Would you rather him make an appearance before that or not?
No, keep it like like the mystique.
Yeah.
Alive, like don't make no like early appearances. Besides, between January and April, it's like it's a short time. So before you know it, April will be here already.
Exactly.
Like, look at this. We're already into September.
We're already in, exactly, and WrestleMania is April 8th.
April 8th, yeah.
Yeah, next year. So
that's an odd date.
Why?
No, I'm just like April 8th. That's a strange number. Usually they have like towards the beginning of April. Like I mean, like April 1st or 2nd or 3rd, something like that.
Yeah, it's very. It's
just very like unusual.
Yeah.
It's like Hell in a Cell, October 8th. Usually they have it at the end of October.
Yeah, that's very true, isn't it? I mean, they usually have the Hell in a Cell like October 20th.
Around the week of the 20th or something like that.
Around Halloween week.
Yeah.
So I just think that so you're saying the Undertaker shouldn't make an appearance. Should not make an appearance before.
Should not make an appearance. No. Like little teaser trailers. So you remember like when they did his return where they showed that dark house or whatever in the rain.
Yes. Yeah.
Show like little things like that, so, like little vignettes like that, just like to tease a return, and then of course he makes his return at the Hall of Fame.
And finally, would you, when he does get inducted into the Hall of Fame, would you like to see him speak as the Undertaker character, or just as Mark Calloway?
Oh, good question. Well, he's never a broken character, has he?
No.
Oh,
But the reason I ask is because this is his Hall of Fame induction.
yeah. Actually, we're inducting the Undertaker, but it'd be cool to see him like out of character at one time. Just as
Yeah, because he's never broken character.
yeah, like
Never.
he's always been like in the Undertaker, even outside of. See, he's the only one that can be in character both in and out of the ring.
I mean, even when he was the American Badass, he was still in that character.
Yeah.
He never broke away at all.
Right. Yeah,
So
but he is a badass in real life.
I mean, so yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he should be. I don't think he should be in character at all when he's in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
At all.
Hey, Scott Hall wasn't in the Hall of Fame, and they didn't induct Scott Hall. They inducted Razor Ramon.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But we all know that the point is he didn't speak like Razor Ramon.
Right. That's right. That's what I'm saying. He didn't speak like Razor Ramon.
So he could speak if they could still induct the Undertaker, but Mark Calloway could speak as Mark Calloway.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be. I agree with you. It would be cool to see him outside of character, right?
Who do you think should induct him?
That's a good question. Kane.
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, they both I think they both inducted Paul Bearer, right?
No, Paul Bearer's.
Oh no, sorry, Paul Bearer was inducted by his sons. That's right.
No, the Hall of Fame. His sons accepted the award.
His sons, right? Yeah, it was Kane that inducted.
Kane inducted him. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's only I can see Kane inducting the Undertaker then.
Because had Paul Bearer not passed away, I would have said Paul Bearer would induct the Undertaker.
Oh yes.
I knew you were going to do that, but I truly believe that the Undertaker had Kane.
I couldn't do the high Shirley voice. People would have thought would have been like, "What is he doing?"
You know, I think you would have freaked out. I think you would have freaked our listeners out. But you know, I think with Kane, the Undertaker had Kane's best matches.
Right.
And the story and the chemistry the two of them had together in the ring was just brilliant. And it was just you can't create that. It just has to happen.
And everything looked authentic. You really thought they were brothers.
Exactly. So I think overall, I think Kane should be the one to induct. Okay, Elio, we're running out of time, my friend. I've enjoyed it. I love this podcast every week, doing it with you. You're great as always. And I look forward to next week. I'll see you soon, Elio.
All right.
Have a good night.